All right, let's go ahead and get started. So welcome to 12 Tips to Improve Your Dermaplaning Technique, and happy Sunday. In today's workshop, we're going to discuss 12 tips and tricks to refine and improve your dermaplaning treatments. The techniques that you'll learn here today can be implemented immediately for instant results. So if you're in this class today, it's evident that you want to provide the best possible treatment outcomes for your clients, and that's fantastic. I encourage you to practice the tips and techniques that we're going to discuss today to see the difference that it can make in your treatments. Even one slight adjustment can have a significant impact on your entire treatment. And success depends largely on your willingness to grow and develop new skills. And make sure to stick around for the entire workshop because I have an incredible offer for you at the end that could impact your business. So please go ahead and turn on your camera and turn off your microphone. Feel free to type your questions in the chat box and raise your hand if you have a question. I'm not going to call on you unless you raise your hand. Just go over to our message box here for a second. Okay. So my name is Carlye Walters, and I have 23 years of industry experience. I've been dermaplaning for about 20 years and teaching dermaplaning for a little over 12 years across the country. I am the founder and director of education at Advanced Aesthetic Training, where we have numerous dermaplaning classes to accommodate each and every skill level, and we also sell dermaplaning supplies. So my goal for today's workshop is to teach you techniques to extract more value out of each treatment. I'm going to give you some actionable skills so that you can increase your client retention and revenue, as well as hopefully gain a competitive edge. So before we get started, I wanted to introduce you to our sponsor, Lumos Dermaplane. They're going to be giving away a free device to one of our attendees in an old-fashioned raffle-style drawing. Lumos is an innovative dermaplaning blade handle that lights up on the end, illuminating the area that you're dermaplaning. It provides enhanced visualization of fine vellus hair, subtle skin irregularities, and fine lines. It's lightweight and easy to use. The round design has a wide grip, making it ergonomically correct and reducing hand strain and fatigue. So here it is. The handle that I have is the number 3 blade handle, and it's compatible with most blade types. You just turn the end and it lights up, providing precision and accuracy. You just screw it the other way and the battery slips out, so you can sterilize it and sanitize it after your procedures are done. And it's pretty neat. I like mine. I get a lot of use out of mine. So it's a really great tool to have at your disposal, and it's just under $200, but they've put together an exclusive offer just for us. When you order your device and use coupon code Dermaplane VIP, you're going to get 20% off. And if you place an order this week, they're going to include a free battery pack containing 8 cartridges that is valued at $60. So here is the product package. And when you place your order this week, use your coupon code, you'll get $20 off of your device, as well as that battery pack that's valued at $60. So the total product package will be valued at $260, but your cost is just going to be $180 just for being a part of this workshop and ordering this week. So I'm going to send out a product demonstration for you guys with the Lumos Dermaplane after I send out the workshop replay today. Let's go ahead and get started. Just let a couple more people in that are in the waiting room. All right. So who here currently offers dermaplaning? Can I see a show of hands? Okay. So most of us do. That's great. Let's get started with tip number 1. Apply appropriate pressure. So areas on the skin with less subcutaneous tissue, such as the nose, are going to require less pressure, while areas with heavy subcutaneous tissue, such as the cheeks, will require more pressure. Pressure is applied in 2 ways. 1, pressure while bracing the hand, and 2, blade pressure on the client's skin. Your bracing pressure should be firm but light on the skin. You should be using just enough downward pressure to keep your fingers from sliding while the skin is being held taut. If you're using too much downward pressure, the skin won't lay flat and you'll notice a slight bulging around the fingers that you're using to brace with. So the rule of thumb with the blade pressure is to always use the lightest amount of pressure possible that yields the best possible results. So what works and what's comfortable can vary by client. You should notice vellus hair and skin cells easily coming off the face with no blanching under the blade. A little bit of redness can be normal depending on skin type and sensitivity. I found that medium to light pressure is best for maintaining a consistent blade contact with the skin. If your pressure is too light, it won't stay in contact with the skin, which won't provide good treatment results, and it can be uncomfortable for the client. And too much pressure can cause inflammation, irritation, and some discomfort. So more blade pressure absolutely does not mean better results. It can lead to pigmentation issues, redness, swelling, breakouts, and a rough texture to the skin. So ask your client for feedback and tell her she should feel a scraping sensation, but no discomfort, and adjust your treatment to her comfort level. Does that resonate with you guys? Yeah. So tip number 2 is use proper tension. We want to apply what is called cross fiber tension. And this is done by holding the skin taut and working between the fingers. For example, if you're holding the skin between 2 fingers vertically, make sure that you're dermaplaning vertically. If you're holding the skin taut between 2 fingers horizontally, then work horizontally. Do not hold the skin vertically, then dermaplane horizontally. So improper tension can lead to nicks and marks across the client's skin. Work within 1/2 to a 1.5 inch space between your thumb and your index finger. Draw your fingers apart, pressing down just enough to keep your fingers from sliding. The skin should look taut and flat. Applying too much pressure downward can cause a bulge around the fingers, which we don't want. Flat surfaces are much easier to dermaplane than a curved surface. So you'll know that you have enough tension because the skin won't move with the blade. The blade should glide over the skin, easily removing vellus hair and dead skin cells. Make sense? So tip number 3 is about dull dermaplaning blades. If you feel that your blade is dull, check your technique. If you're not holding your instrument at the correct angle, you're not going to be able to remove the hair and dead skin cells effectively. Now, this can lead you to believe that you're working with a dull blade. So make sure that you're holding the blade at the correct 45-degree angle. One of the most common issues I see when estheticians think that they're working with a dull blade is actually not the blade at all. It's the angle that the blade is being held. So 45 degrees is the correct angle to use during a dermaplaning treatment. Anything slightly off and you're not going to achieve the desired results. Another issue can be tension, so make sure that you're holding the skin taut. Now, if you're using a blade that's poor quality, the chances are that it will dull really fast, and multiple blades may have to be used for each treatment. A good quality blade, such as the blade sold for advanced aesthetic training, should last throughout the entire dermaplaning treatment without becoming dull or preventing the vellus hair from being removed. So only one blade should be needed per treatment. Has anybody experienced this with blades? No? I'm just going to check our chat box here if you give me a minute. Okay. All right. Tip number 4 is about excessive vellus hair. So the more vellus hair your client has on their skin, the tighter you should be holding the skin while working. It also helps to work in smaller sections. This should help you to get under the hair as well as make your clients more comfortable. These particular individuals can experience some discomfort during the treatment. For this particular issue, it's necessary that your blade be extremely sharp. Quality always matters and makes a huge impact on your dermaplaning treatment outcomes, regardless of the shape, size, or manufacturer. Quality varies in sharpness and durability from manufacturer to manufacturer. And as I mentioned, as a result of this, more than one blade may have to be used per treatment, but poor quality always equals poor treatment outcome. Purchasing your dermaplaning supplies from only reputable sources ensures that your blades and tools are authentic, professional quality, and individually sealed and sterile for your peace of mind and protection. Be aware of inexpensive imitations that are poor quality and will affect your treatment outcome, or worse, cause injury to your client. This, unfortunately, has started to become a really big and common issue in our industry. So tip number 5 is working with the hair growth. Working against the hair growth on your first pass can cause irritation to the hair follicle on some clients. This can become an issue, causing a potential irritation or even a breakout. The first pass should always be with the hair growth to avoid this issue. And this is especially true with your more sensitive clients and your acne-prone clients. I'm just going to check our waiting room in the chat box here. Looks like a lot of us have not had problems with our blades. We've had a couple of comments here in the chat box about that, which is great because, as I mentioned, it's becoming more and more of an issue for people. Tip number 6, avoid inflammation. More passes over the skin is not always better. When you do multiple passes over a troubled area that you just can't seem to remove all that hair, you can cause an abrasion to the skin that may not be visible immediately after treatment, but can appear 2 to 3 days post-treatment. This can lead to a wide array of potential difficulties, including, but certainly not limited to, pigmentation irregularities that may not be reversible. So 2 to 3 passes, depending on skin type and sensitivity level, is sufficient. Keep in mind that as you're working along the skin, you're always overlapping each pass slightly for an even exfoliation. So your first pass will remove the hair as well as some skin cells, and your second pass will remove dead skin. Now, we all have that client that comes in that we could do like 10 passes on and still get dead skin cells off. I know that this can be tempting, but it's really important to refrain and have them come back in about 4 weeks to repeat the treatment. It's always important to weigh risks versus liability. All right. So what was your biggest takeaway so far? Does anybody have a share or a question? Want to raise your hand or chime in? Okay. Tip number 7, appropriate speed. Dermaplaning faster is not always better. It's important that your client feels that they're getting the most out of their time with you. Dermaplaning too quickly can agitate your client and inhibit her ability to relax. Client experience is one of the main reasons they rebook. And I do understand that we have a limited amount of time allotted for each treatment, but there are many ways to use time more efficiently. Dermaplaning quickly should not be one of them. So when you dermaplane too fast, it creates friction on the skin, which consequently results in heat and inflammation, which can cause an abrasion, reaction, or other post-treatment issue. Dermaplaning too slowly can be annoying for your client, and it could lead to her to ability or question, or sorry, your question your ability and skill set. So dermaplaning too slowly is not necessarily better. So when you start a procedure, start slowly and gradually increase the speed until you find a medium-paced, steady rhythm. Jill says more than 2 to 3 passes. It can be tempting to get all that hair. Yeah, it can. So tip number 8, and this is probably one of the most common issues I see with estheticians learning to dermaplane, as well as my more seasoned estheticians who have developed bad habits, is monitoring your blade handle. I'm sorry, your blade angle. So monitor your blade angle as you work along the curvatures of the face. The most effective and correct blade angle is your 45-degree angle. And you're going to get the best results when you hold the blade at a 45-degree angle. As you're working along the various contours of the face, you'll need to adjust. I see quite a few estheticians holding their blade at 90 degrees. It's kind of straight up and down here. And this results in very little exfoliation and can result in a potential injury. Really, when you're holding the blade at that angle, you're just kind of scratching the skin. So just for fun, try dermaplaning on your leg at a 90-degree angle and then compare it to a 45-degree angle to see the difference that it can make in exfoliation. The most effective angle for dermaplaning is 45 degrees, and you'll get the best result by using this angle. So just remember to constantly adjust your angle as you're working along the curvatures of the face. A 45-degree angle is also the safest angle to use for dermaplaning. It can feel more natural to hold the blade more parallel to the skin or even straight up and down, but this can result in a nick or an abrasion. So keep in mind that surgeons hold the blade straight up and down to cut the skin, and the fishermen hold their blade almost parallel to fillet a fish. Does that make sense? All right. If you need more in-depth training, I do have classes available. So tip number 9, balance your compression and your tension. Keep your compression, which is how much downward pressure you're putting on the skin while bracing, and your tension, keeping the skin taut between your thumb and your index finger in balance. The skin should lay flat between the fingers. If too much downward pressure is applied, the skin will slightly bulge around the fingers. So remember that flat surfaces are much easier to dermaplane than curved surfaces. Tip number 10 is hold your dermaplaning blade handle properly. The dermaplaning blade handle should be held from above, as shown in the slide here. This is known as the palmar grip, and it's the correct way to hold your blade handle to execute a proper dermaplaning treatment. Holding the blade this way makes a big difference in treatment outcome and in safety. Holding your blade handle properly is really important because it ensures that you have complete control over your treatment and you're able to see where you're going. It allows you to use pressure on the correct part of the blade, resulting in an even exfoliation, and it's ergonomically correct and more comfortable. So never hold your dermaplaning handle from underneath or like a pencil. This is incorrect and can result in an inability to keep the blade at a 45-degree angle and have full control over the blade. Holding your dermaplaning handle from underneath forces pressure towards the tip of the blade, which can result in nicking or scratching the skin. It can also result in an uneven exfoliation. Has anyone experienced this? No. Okay. Tip number 11 is combining physical exfoliation treatments. Do not combine a physical exfoliation treatment with another physical exfoliation treatment. Not only is this pointless, but it can be harmful to your client's skin. Physical exfoliation treatments work by bumping off the epithelial tissue or dead skin cells, and it's only possible to go so deep because there's only one layer of dead skin cells. Once you've removed these cells, they're gone. So by using another physical modality over freshly dermaplaned skin, such as microdermabrasion or a scrub, you can cause damage, scratching, and irritation. Now, the exception to this rule would be to cut your passes in half. For example, one pass with dermaplaning and one pass with your microdermabrasion machine. This will give you the benefits of both treatments without compromising the skin. Tip number 12, combining physical and chemical exfoliation treatments. So when you're combining physical and chemical exfoliation treatments together, the mechanical or physical modality is done first, allowing the chemical exfoliation solution, such as a peel, to penetrate deeper and work more effectively. The use of a chemical exfoliation solution before dermaplaning can cause a great deal of damage to the skin. Proper training on the subject is highly recommended. Dermaplaning prior to a chemical peel is a great way to prep the skin for a deeper and more even peel. If the client is new to your skincare practice, it's always best to proceed with caution. Get to know her skin and how she reacts to each treatment separately before you combine them, even if she tells you she's had this treatment before. By proceeding this way, it will allow you to test her sensitivity to dermaplaning as well as chemical peels. So a dermaplaning treatment on its own is a great first treatment, and it keeps clients coming back monthly. And if you're ready to start combining peels, just go ahead and send her home with a glycolic-based skincare product to prep the skin and schedule her chemical peel appointment for about 4 weeks later. This will give you ample time to see how she reacts to a low-potency glycolic before proceeding with the peel. So once you've established a baseline for each treatment, the dermaplaning treatment and the chemical peel treatment separately, they can be combined. You'll find that following a dermaplaning, the chemical peel solution will penetrate the skin faster and deeper. I always recommend starting with a lactic acid peel because the molecules are much bigger and therefore penetrate the skin slower than a glycolic acid. Now, because the client's sensitivity to the peeling solution is increased, it's going to require much less time on a skin. So be prepared to neutralize sooner Due to the increased penetration, the client may experience more peeling than with prior chemical peels of the same strength applied by itself. Be sure to use your 1 to 10 discomfort scale and watch for any frosting. Always follow up with clients after each treatment to check for any issues, unexpected reactions, amount of peeling, redness, and overall treatment satisfaction. Answer any questions she may have and assure her that you are available if she needs anything at all. All right. What was your biggest takeaway so far? What was one thing that you learned? Does anybody want to share? Jill? You're on mute. Yes, microchanneling is a nice treatment to do after dermaplaning. Anybody else? You guys are really an easy group. All right. So what we've covered so far is just scratching the surface of the advanced dermaplaning techniques class. It's 1 page out of the manual. That's a good question. How long does it take you to do a full face? The actual dermaplaning part of the treatment should take about 20 minutes or so. The more experience that you have, the faster you can complete a treatment, but I don't recommend dermaplaning too quickly for the reasons we just discussed. Your client doesn't feel that they're getting value out of their treatment when they give you $100 for a treatment and you complete it in, say, 10 to 15 minutes. And dermaplaning too fastly can cause heat, friction, and inflammation, which can result in a post-inflammatory issue after your treatment or a breakout. That's also a good question, Nikki. For a few coarse hairs, would you recommend tweezing them first and then dermaplane? Absolutely. Yeah. Use your tweezers, tweeze out the terminal hair, and just go ahead with your treatment. Now, if they have excessive terminal hair growth on the face, I recommend that they kind of get that under control first, maybe with some laser hair removal treatments or electrolysis treatments before you start offering them dermaplaning services. Okay. So today we've discussed 12 tips that should help you extract more value out of each treatment so that you can provide optimum client results. I've given you some actionable techniques that will improve your treatment outcomes so that you have a competitive edge. We did not cover the foundational understanding of dermaplaning treatments needed to achieve mastery over the practical skills that are required to perform the service. We did not discuss how to expand your repertoire with new, innovative, or advanced dermaplaning protocols, or how to leverage your dermaplaning treatments to make even more money, which is ultimately what you need to grow your business. So do you guys mind if I show you how you can make your skincare practice more profitable by leveraging your dermaplaning treatments? Can I get a show of hands if you'd like me to discuss that before we move to our Q&A? All right. So let me introduce you to the Advanced Dermaplaning Techniques online class. This is the first and only class available for experienced dermaplaning practitioners. You'll gain the knowledge and practical skills you need to elevate beyond your peers and skyrocket your professional value. Practitioners will learn how to maximize their stream of revenue by offering add-on services, specialty treatments, advanced protocols, and new techniques. So on average, you're probably charging, say, $100 per dermaplaning treatment, give or take. You should be able to charge about $150 with add-on treatments. So that means you get an additional $50 profit per client visit. And if you sell just one per day or 30 per month, you're going to net an additional $1,500 a month. And across 12 months, this will be an additional $18,000. So this is why the advanced dermaplaning techniques class is so important. Inside the class, you're going to learn new ways to incorporate dermaplaning into your practice. You're going to learn how to perform specialty and add-on treatments to book more services. You're going to learn how to design advanced protocols for every skin type to increase service value. You're going to learn how to master difficult areas and boost confidence. You're going to refine your techniques to achieve optimal results. You'll increase your revenue and put more money in your pocket immediately. We're also going to give you a review of the basic dermaplaning procedure to eliminate any confusion. And you're going to learn some actionable marketing techniques to help grow your business. So within hours, you can be selling upgraded services to your clients and become more profitable. It's a one-time investment to profit every day, and there's no need to invest in expensive new equipment. You can profit from your existing clientele and increase referrals. Some other course features we think you'll love are our user-friendly course format. You're going to receive lifetime access. You get a certificate of completion. You're also going to get access to our Facebook community. You'll receive ongoing support. All of our classes come with the 30-day money-back guarantee, and you'll get instant access to all of the material. All of this is inside the Advanced Dermaplaning Techniques online class and more, and it's valued at $400. So this is already an exceptional deal with a huge return on investment, but I like to over-deliver, so I have something else. Bonus number 1 is your Advanced Dermaplaning Techniques manual. This is going to provide you with easy-to-access class information right at your fingertips when you need it, and it's valued at $150. I also wanted to provide you with something important that you may need for your business. Bonus number 2 is your client intake form and your dermaplaning consent form. These forms help to establish trust in the practitioner while respecting the autonomy of a client. They're legal documents that prevent any misunderstandings or lapses in communications and address any liability issues before they become liability issues. So the Advanced Dermaplaning Techniques class comes with your manual, which is valued at $150, your intake form and your consent form, which has a $75 value, as well as the coursework, of course, and the total value here is $625. But there's more. You get bonus number 3, which is your promotional flyer to help catch customer attention quickly. It's a promotional piece used to describe all of the amazing benefits dermaplaning treatments provide. Bonus number 4 is your post-care handout. Aftercare handouts are a really important part of ensuring client satisfaction and maintaining a positive professional relationship, and they're really also important from a marketing standpoint. So both of these are valued at $50 each, which is a $100 value for the both. So this is a one-time investment for a lifetime of profit, and I wanted to give you my favorite thing in here as well, which is bonus number 5, an ebook that I wrote entitled Reasons Your Client Breaks Out After Dermaplaning and What You Can Do About It. And it's valued at $125. So with the Advanced Dermaplaning Techniques class, you get everything here, which is valued at over $800. You get your manual, your coursework, your client intake form, your consent form, your promotional flyer, your post-care handouts, as well as the ebook. So how much is this investment in your career worth? $600? $400? You get everything that I mentioned, which was valued at over $800. Your intake forms, consent forms, your manual, coursework, promotional flyers, your handouts, and your ebook valued at over $800 for just $197. But to make things easier for you, I have one final bonus. I have a special coupon code for an additional $50 off the $197 sale price. So if you use coupon code ADVANCED, your total price will be $147 for the course and all of the bonuses. But there's a catch. It's only available for the next 3 days. So let's go ahead and get started with that. I'm going to post a link in the chat box. All right. So go ahead and click on the link that I posted in the chat box. If you scroll down and click Unlock the Advanced Dermaplaning Techniques class, it'll open up a registration page, and just go ahead and complete your registration. And you'll receive instant access to the class as well as all of the bonuses. So I'll give you just a minute to click on that link before we move on with our question and answer sessions. Uh-oh. Let me address that issue for you. Sorry about that. All right, there it is. Okay. So the worst case scenario, when you enroll in the program, you're going to refine your treatments, expand your knowledge, as well as optimize treatment efficacy for amazing client satisfaction and instant results. You'll also add some new services to your portfolio. The best case scenario when you enroll in my programs is you'll skyrocket your professional value and elevate your dermaplaning treatments far beyond your competition. You'll learn new innovative services to leverage your dermaplaning treatments and make even more money dermaplaning. So imagine exceeding your sales goals this year without the hassle and cost of new client acquisition or the hefty price tag that comes with new equipment. All right. Does anybody have any questions? Or shares, anything they'd like to share with the group? No, Krista, we don't offer CEU hours for our classes at this time. Just having a look at the chat box here, and I think I've addressed all the questions that are in there already. So that's the end of our class. If you have any questions and you'd like to stick around for a little while after, I'll be here. If not, feel free to contact me if you have any questions or would like to chat about anything related to dermaplaning. I'm available. It was nice to meet everybody here, and we'll see you next time. Did you have any questions for me before I stop the meeting, Azita? All right.